All right, now we're going to look at your settings. So summary, we have the basic course, got title, getting started, read and review these resources. We put an example of the kind of things you'd want to look at, a few activities, let me indent that. I always start with the introductions and the course objectives. It lets you get to know people very well, and promise if you do that, you'll see a change in your course. And I move these things down to the bottom. We'll link to them later. I put an X to indicate that they're going to be extra credit. And so now I need to go to my course settings. The problem is I got rid of all my blocks, so I can't get to my settings. So we have to add the block, the administration one, that allows us to see our settings. And in truth, we could add, let me go ahead and do this now. I'm going to copy this hyperlink, copy link address, and I'm going to add a resource here. Actually, I'm just going to insert a label. And this is going to be link to settings, instructor only. I'm going to highlight it, create a link there. Note this is a label. So I paste that and target, could do a new window of the same one. Excuse me. Hit OK. And I'm going to hide this so students don't ever see it. So it's going to take up a little bit of my real estate, and I will move it actually near the top, like so. Excuse me. So the students can't see that, and now I can actually get rid of, and by the way, I'm going to do the same thing for the gradebook. We'll copy the link address, and I'll amend the other one, and here's the gradebook. So I highlight that link and paste the gradebook and open that in a new window. Okay, save and return. So in the settings, a lot of this other stuff I don't use very often, but I do use the grades and the settings a lot. So the other things, I'm just going to leave them away, and I'll go ahead and hide that block again. So now, with one click, I can get to the settings, which you see here. So a few things. There's certainly the title of the course. Most schools will assign this automatically. I'm going to go ahead, for purposes of this, put CTI 110 course sample, which is what we're working on, and put official catalog description here. You can find that depending on where your school has that listed. And let's talk about the formats. I like the weekly format because it put the dates in for me. But usually we have 16 weeks to a semester. And in fact, just to be safe, I'm going to bring it up to 20 because you have spring break, fall break, the first week, your finals period, and I always like to have a couple sections at the bottom to deal with that. So better to have a few too many than a few too few. Hidden sections are shown in collapse form or in completely invisible. You have to think about this. If you collapse it, they'll see something there, but not see what it is. If they're completely invisible, they'll have weird things like you jump from week 3 to week 7 and you don't know why. So I show it collapsed so the students will keep me honest. News items to show. Now let's leave that at 3. What that means is you have a news forum, which is my class news and announcements. And if you show the news block, that will show there. And good if you're doing weekly updates. So I'm going to go show gradebook, sure. Show activity reports, not worried about it. Maximum upload, leave that alone. Not a meta course. This stuff doesn't matter if your students are enrolled automatically, don't have groups at the moment. Course is not available. I'm going to go ahead and make it available even though there are no students in this demo course. And then these other things don't matter. Save my changes. One thing, important thing I forgot to change is the date. So I'm going to go back to the settings in the little time I have left. And right now it's January 09. Class starts the 10th. So I'll put the 10th of January 2011. And this should make my dates correct. Now it's quite possible if you have a week where you just want to put a bunch of random things that they don't really need to do anything but they want to review, you could have it start a week earlier. And then that would be things that don't have assignments, but it would still be at the top of your course. So let's have a look at that. The last 10 seconds I've got. And so now we scroll down, and I still need to move that other thing down further. That's the end.